So today I wanted to record a video. I kind of felt compelled to. It's been a little bit since I uploaded, almost 2 weeks. Just kind of haven't been having the time to. So I just dropped my friends off. We had it's pretty late night. It's like 12. It's like midnight right now. I gotta be up at church 8 a.m. tomorrow, so that's nice. But they went to the bar and the club and stuff. I'm 20, not 21 yet, fortunately, so I couldn't go, so I came home. But it was fun. We went out and had some food and stuff like that. My friends came by my work at my little cafe I work at. But anyway, this specific video I just wanted to record talking about not worrying about tomorrow, or I feel like understanding that things lead to other things, if that makes sense. More specifically about tonight, I was catching up with a friend, or one of my friend's moms, who's like a really good friend. They're like a family friend basically, but I hadn't seen her in a while or talked to her really, and so I stopped by to pick something up for my friend, and she was just there alone, so we kind of spoke for like a half hour, or if I had more time I probably would have stayed longer, but anyway, we just got to talking about, how my friend was doing, like his situation with school and work, whatever, and just kind of life in general. And it was nice to kind of like actually catch up and all that, but it kind of made me realize, like, I don't know, when you don't see someone for a while and you kind of catch up, and it's like that night is yours, like you guys spend that night catching up. You probably won't see him again for maybe another couple weeks or months, whatever. I don't know when the next time I'll see her is, but it's nice to kind of catch up, just to kind of have that night and to talk, because you don't know, I guess, when you'll see someone again, is one way to put it. But anyway, so this specific video I want to cover is another one of these pages in the book that I read here. It's for July 15th. Basically it says, "Do not worry about tomorrow. This is not a suggestion, but a command. I divided time into days and nights so that you would have manageable portions of life to handle. My grace is sufficient for you, but its sufficiency is only for one day at a time. When you worry about the future, you heap day upon day of troubles onto your flimsy frame." I'm assuming just you worry about too many days when you're only in this one, or I don't know. "You stagger under this heavy load, which I never intended for you to carry. I never intended you to carry. Throw off this oppressive burden with one quick thrust of trust. Anxious thoughts meander about and crisscross in your brain, but trusting me brings you directly into my presence. As you thus affirm your faith, shackles of worry fall off. Instantly enjoy my presence by continually trusting me at all times." I just feel like I've really understood this in the past, however long, over the months, over time, and it's just very clear to me how true it is. I don't know, the way it words it, divided time into days and nights so you'd have manageable portions of life. Like, when I think about it like that, it's like relative to another video I made the other day where it was like, life is in 24-hour segments, like what troubles you or what brings you this day won't bring you the next or the day before that, or what troubles you this week or what's on your mind this week, you won't even be thinking about it 2 weeks from then, or 3. It'll be something completely different. Like that job I was worried about, or not worried about, but the job interview I was doing like a couple videos ago. Now I'm just not. It's in the past. I didn't get it, is what it is, but it's in the past, And there's stuff that, it's weird, like when the week resets, like you go back to Monday or Sunday, however you look at the beginning of the week, it's just weird. Like each week, each day brings things that are different, you know? And you're not meant to worry or think about anything in the future or in the past because you already dealt with it. You already lived through that time, that 24 hours, you know? And it's weird, like, think about, imagine if you didn't sleep or you didn't have just these 24 hours time periods. Like, if you didn't have days and it was just one continuous thing, life would feel so overwhelming, you know? You'd just be constantly awake, alive, like you'd just be constantly, I don't know, it just feels overwhelming and like too much. But to have this kind of divided, I don't know how to really put it, but it's nice to know, or you know what I mean? You're only meant to deal with 12-hour days at a time, I guess, when you're really awake versus sleeping. And you go to sleep and then you wake up and you deal with the next day, you know? Not deal with it in a bad way, like it's a blessing. It's you're allowed to have these 24 hours, you're allowed to be alive, and it's great. It's a gift. But I just mean any troubles or things you're dealing with, it's limited, you know, I guess. But yeah, so this was I like the way that they, I'll kind of show it on here. I kind of added autofocus on this thing, but yeah. So another thing that I was speaking to her and she kind of mentioned it because we had talked about it briefly, is we were talking with my friend, or with her, about my friend and how you know, he's doing in work and school, and he has a hobby, like he does music and stuff. And I was telling her, like, it's just great to stay busy and to always be doing something. Like, even if it seems like he might be like not really getting anywhere in a certain day, like it seems quiet at first when you start something new or start a new job or hobby, or you're trying to make, like, you know, have a goal for like music or whatever. It's going to start out like that, or acting, example, whatever, for example. But I kind of told her, like, you know, little by little you do things every day and you kind of lead somewhere, you know, you're on a path, if that makes sense. And she kind of, we were texting too, and she kind of said, see, you never know, like what you said, as long as you're working, one thing could lead to another, you never know. And that's basically what I just said, so I didn't need to read that, but yeah, as long as you're doing things every day, as long as you're putting yourself out there and working, or not necessarily making money, but just working towards something, if it's just working out or eating better or just doing something of value, and not just, you know, a lot of people doom scroll or TikTok, whatever, Reels. That's fine too, you know, you can have a break, but as long as you're doing something with your days and value, taking them with value, it's what matters, you know? So yeah, I guess that's all I want to talk about, but it was cool to go. I haven't had a late night like this in a while where I kind of go out with friends, and it's cool to kind of, like, I don't know, you treat it like it's the last night you guys have, you know, and you go out and hang out and just chill and do stuff. It's pretty fun. But it's also cool to not have friends and to do stuff yourself. So it's kind of just, that's what life is, you know. There's no rules to that stuff. There's a lot of other video topics I have. I have like 30 or 40 listed on my notes here that I want to make videos on, but I'm actually getting a mic. I just placed an order for one today, earlier tonight. I, like a couple hours ago, placed an order for one, so hopefully audio will get better, but yeah, probably my next video I'll probably do with the mic. I'll probably wait, so, but yeah, I just wanted to make a video on this. Don't worry about tomorrow, I guess, and one thing leads to another, as she said. One thing can lead to another. So, there's more I want to say, but I don't want to make this video too long. I don't know, I think it's really cool to kind of, I feel like I look at life in such a different way. Like, instead of scrambling to figure things out, or, you know, do perfect in school, or make sure I'm like catching up with everyone else, it's kind of cool to take a step back, and I feel like I view life like, I don't know, I look at my friends and I see how I used to know them in high school, and like now time's gone on, everyone goes their own paths, you know, and I see how they're doing and what they're focused on, if they're doing new jobs or new school, or they're always talking about girls or relationships, whatever. Everyone has their own like area where they're putting all their time. It's kind of funny. But I kind of view life from that outside perspective. Like I'm living it and I'm here, present, but I kind of just find life so interesting in that regard, where it's like I'm just interested to see what is brought up and what, like, I'm just interested to see what happens every day. You know, you just really never know. It's pretty crazy. In a good and a bad way. You know, you never know with people, with... That's a whole other topic. I don't want to go into that, so... I have a whole other plan for that video. Anyway, yeah, I'll just end it there. Don't worry. Everything leads to another. Thanks for watching, and be happy.